file had Meg attached to it. Or Megan, or whatever the hell it's called.
The creepy fucking AI bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't wait for that one. That's coming out in January. That's gonna be fucking hiss. That's gonna be off the hook.
Yep, the good old January dump. I mean, some of the best horror flicks do come out in January, part of the January dump, because studios don't know what to do with them. But yeah.
There's a couple movies coming out that I want to see. I don't remember them all off the top of my head.
Yeah, I saw Pray for the Devil. That blew ass.
That's what I saw it was attached to. You didn't like that?
I hated Pray for the Devil. It was boring. It was like when there wasn't demony shit, they were hitting you over the head with Catholicism. And it got annoying. And the thing is, like, I don't know. Like, I thought, like, when you have a demon-y movie, it's supposed to be a little scary. That wasn't even, like, remotely scary. Like, I was looking forward to the bathroom break. The last movie I did that to was Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
I actually dug Pray for the Devil. I thought it was really good. I thought it was ingenious the way they did it. The whole spoiler about, or the whole didn't see it coming is when it finds out it's her daughter.
Yeah.
That was cool. Well, you and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but I dug it. I thought it was great.
I hated that. Let me see. The movie during Halloween season that I loved was Terrifier 2. I saw it 3 times at least. And I've been watching it like off and on a little bit on Screenbox, but
the only
I've
ones
been
that
able
are
to finish it.
The one movie that's coming out that I want to see is coming out next week, and that's The Menu.
Oh yeah, that looks cool.
The Menu I want to see. Just looking at the Violent Night. Yeah, definitely seeing that. The Whale, I'm actually kind of curious to see. It's Brendan Fraser.
The Whale is getting praise by every indie film. It's going to win a shit ton of awards this year.
I'm curious to see that. I've been seeing bits and pieces of it all over the place. I might go see that.
Yeah, and that's like, what's that? Brendan Fraser's indie movie, right?
Well, that's his big comeback. They're hoping for this might be his big comeback movie.
Oh, that's already a thing.
That's all that's coming out that I could see right now.
Good old Wakanda forever.
No, thank you. Don't care.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it just because it's to keep up with Marvel.
No, I could care. I didn't watch Wakanda. I didn't watch Black Panther. I have no desire to see that.
In all honesty, good movie till the end.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out on February 17th of next year. Yeah, I'll definitely see that.
And that's gonna tie into Black Panther too. Like that's the problem. They all tie in together.
Creed 3 is coming out on March 3rd. Scream 6 is coming out on March 10th.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's see what else. John Wick Chapter 4. The Bogman with Mike Myers.
I don't know if it's getting theatrical, but the Mean One is actually coming out in December.
There's a horror movie called The Bogman starring Mike Myers. A family moves to a Bigfoot tourism town and soon find out the creature is more than a legend.
Yeah, the
Mike
Grinch
Myers.
movie.
Mike Myers playing a character named Mike. Boy, there's a stretch.
Yeah, it's official. The 24/7 title is done.
Thank God for small fun. Oh no. The Super Mario Brothers movie?
Animated.
Oh God. Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Jack Black, and Anna Taylor-Joy.
Where have you been with that? That's been a thing for the last month and a half.
I don't pay attention to a lot of
We
stuff.
talked about it on the show.
Like, I remember everything we discussed. The Pope's Exorcist, that's going to be interesting. Evil Dead Rise, April 21st.
Oh, hell yeah.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
Yep,
Oh no, really?
Based off the book.
Oh God. Let's see. Fast X is coming out May 19th.
Part 1.
I know. I'll probably go see it. I love the Fast and Furious movies. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Fuck yeah, Beast Wars,
Really?
baby. Beast Wars, baby. Don't dog Beast. Do not dog Beast Wars. Hell no.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
More goddamn Transformers.
Dude, it's
The
Beast.
Flash.
Dude, it's Beast Wars. That's our childhood.
The Flash is getting its own movie.
Don't look too much into
Yeah.
that. Don't look too much into that.
It says Michael Shannon, Michael Keaton, and Ben Affleck, and Cerise Monica Jackson.
Again, don't look too into that because the kid that plays Flash is a wood chipper feed.
Ezra?
Yeah, he's kind of a groomer and wood chipper feed.
Untitled Indiana Jones project for the 30th of June. Insidious
Yeah, Ezra Miller,
5?
like,
They're making another Insidious movie? Oh, God.
another one?
Yeah, Insidious 5, it's called. Doesn't have anything else.
Insidious?
Barbie? Oh, God. The Marvels? What the hell is the Marvels?
Ugh.
Another comic. Another shit with the comics.
The Meg 2. Yes! Jason Statham is coming back for the second Meg movie. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. Oh, it's animation.
Well, it left off. It left off with the Terror Dome, so they're gonna be going and fucking Krang is coming back, and that's all. I'm good. I'm good.
Haunted Mansion with Jamie Lee Curtis, Winona Ryder, Jared Leto, and Rosario Dawson.
Again, we talked about this on the show.
Okay, you expect me to remember everything?
We talked about it 2 weeks ago.
The Nun 2. They made a sequel already. Coming out September of next year, The Nun 2 is announced. They had to. They left that open for a sequel big time. Expendables 4 says that's to be taken with a grain of salt. The Exorcist is next October. Saw 10? Oh, God.
Yeah, the new Thing movie.
Okay, that's it. All right, I'm done with it. Oh, Eddie Edwards is back on TV, huh?
I'm on a delay.
No, Eddie Kingston.
Kingston. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like I'm on a freaking delay.
I see Ortiz. Where's Santana? Is he done with the company?
He's been hurt.
Oh.
All right, Ryan's
Well,
close.
also, Santana is at Ortiz right now, like in real life, so yeah.
Yeah,
What'd you say
they
about
they hate each other. Ryan's closing.
Oh, I asked him if he was going to be here. He said he was going to be here. Whatever. Let's hope he's awake this time. Yeah, Chris, Ryan pulled a U the other night.
Yeah, he fell asleep on the air.
Snorville, USA.
Good old slumbercock.
Hey, Ronnie, do you know anybody going to is camp going to all the thing on Sunday?
I have no idea.
I want to find out if anybody's going. I want somebody to pick me up a program. I don't know if anybody's going.
Well, what is it?
Full Gear.
Full Gear is not until next week.
No, is it next week? I
Yeah,
thought it was this weekend.
19th.
Oh, okay. No, it's the 18th. It's Friday the 18th?
Friday's the 18th. Friday is Rampage. And Full Gear Saturday.
Oh, well, I'll have enough time to message somebody to find out if they're going.
Got a fucking elbow sprain. Josh Allen's out for 10 days, so he's missing this. He's missing the Vikings game.
I knew he was hurt in that Jet
Wait,
game.
what?
Josh Allen got hurt in that Jet game. I knew he got hurt.
Josh Allen's out?
For day-to-day, for Week 10, it probably looks like he's not going to play.
With concussion?
No, elbow
He
sprain.
hurt his arm. Jets sacked him hard during that game on Sunday, and he came up grabbing his arm pretty bad.
So he has an arm issue?
Yep.
Yes, he does.
Uh,
All right, we ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. 3, 2... Oh, actually, hold on. I gotta double check something really quick. Make sure the shit's going to the right spot, because the last thing I need is to start recording and it's not going to the right area.
That would suck.
Okay, cool. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of The Betting Window. On today's episode, we dive into MLB. Looking ahead to the next season of MLB, we go into football with Jeff Saturday as the Indianapolis Colts. We'll get into that later. Aaron Rodgers is done as MVP, as well as much others. Futures, our picks, as well as some news mixed in. I am your host, Stephen Ronnie, and with me, as always,
it is I, Chips, and yes, the Eagles are still undefeated.
as well as
The Zombie Master, and thank God we got one signing already for the Mets.
Christian and Ryan will be joining us. Hopefully one of them will be awake.
Yes, and he knows who he is if he's listening. Slumbercock.
God damn it.
Oh boy, did he fall asleep yet?
Yeah,
Last show?
He was snoring on Monday.
It said this is all we heard when me and Ronnie were talking.
Damn.
What made it better was I was texting him to wake him up, and you could
And
hear
we could hear the vibration of the phone right next to his head. He wouldn't get up. Ronnie, I talked to him last night. I had a call. He called me last night because I had to talk to him about something.
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, a girl he's friends with was listening." She goes, "Are you sleeping on the air?" And she says, "Now you're the slumbercock."
The slumbercock. Yep.
That's what we're gonna call him when he comes on.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah.
It's a good thing we didn't call you tryptophan when you fell asleep.
No, it wasn't close enough to Thanksgiving. We weren't that smart.
Yeah, if it was, you would have been called tryptophan.
So, yeah. So, all right. So, diving into the news. Again, if you're new to the show, news, futures, picks, we talk about all sports on this, and we have a little fun with it too. But, yeah, big news of the day, Josh Allen, day-to-day for Week 10, reported elbow sprain. The Jets got to him enough that he was hurt. He ended up getting hurt during the game.
It was during the fourth quarter of the game is when he really came up grabbing his elbow. I remember the play. He got sacked hard, and he came up grabbing his elbow.
So, take that in consideration if you're looking at the Vikings game. Because that game probably got pulled off the board, in all honesty. Actually, That's actually a good question. What is the Viking? Nope. Bills are dropped to a 3.5-point favorite. Interesting. We'll dive more into that when we do our picks, because that opened up at 7. And if that they're making it pretty much feel like that Allen is not going to play in that game.
I would think not. If his elbow's giving him trouble, they're not going to risk him getting slammed and being out for the year the way they're playing. They need him to be healthy.
Okay, here's an honest question, and I'll ask Christian when he jumps in on this. If you're the Packers, do you look at Jordan Love? When do you start looking at Jordan Love?
What, to replace Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, well, Rodgers is pretty much given up on the season already. When do you start looking at Jordan Love?
The next time they're getting blown out in a game, you'll see him start. You'll see him come in.
Oh, Jordan Love? I mean, well, if I'm the coach and you're thinking about getting rid of Rodgers next season, then you got to play Jordan Love. You got to see what you got.
Here's the problem. They signed Rodgers to a 3-year extension.
He's going to be playing until age, what, 41 or 42?
Something like that. They signed him to a 3-year extension. Oh, do you look at it?
All right.
So they have a bye. Week 14 is when they have a bye.
Well, the thing is, they could always exercise an option, or they could say, yo, we're going to trade you, or, you can opt out. So.
Well, then here lies that question. Sorry, John, but here lies that other question, though. If they trade him, what team is going to want to take on that contract?
Well, here's the question, too, is like what is the Packers' record currently? Do you have it in front of you?
3-6.
If they lose the next 2 games, I guarantee you'll see him start the next game. Guaranteed. And he'll probably start the rest of the season. Because I got to figure, if the Packers are looking to try to move forward, why have a quarterback sit on the sidelines and do nothing but mirror somebody? You're going to lose confidence in yourself. It's like, oh, they're not playing me. They're not playing me. He should start saying, look, he's not performing. I want my shot. I don't care if he's Aaron fucking Rodgers. I want my shot. Either play me or trade me. See, this is what this kid needs to step up and do. And this is what the Packers need to step up and do. And they're like, look, Aaron, either you start playing better or we're going to bench your ass. Period. He's got this is what too many teams don't do. They have all these backup quarterbacks that they draft, but yet they have these fossils still quartering,
Go ahead, Chris.
I mean, if the Packers are trying to move forward and Aaron Rodgers is going to be whatever, then you have to try to find a way to move him and get what you can for him. I mean, it sucks, but the only other alternative is, like, you play him and you play him out, and then you hope to God that you can find a quarterback that's ready, or is Jordan Love your guy?
So
because eventually you have to play him and see what you got.
So because
if you don't,
go ahead. No, finish up. Sorry.
Because basically Aaron Rodgers, I hate to say it, it's a Ruben Amaro situation with the Phillies, where you have the guy under contract for a long time past his prime, and now you're trying to move forward. You're trying to honor the past. And I get it, but Aaron Rodgers either has to move on or they need to cut ties with him to move on, because if he is the one holding him back, the thing is, the Packers didn't do anything to help him. They got rid of Davante Adams.
Well,
and they replace him with nothing.
Well, how are they gonna? Okay, then let me ask you. Riddle me this. How were they going to do anything with it when they spent all that money in the salary cap to give to Aaron Rodgers? Because
it is what it is.
But that's the thing. You're saying, oh, well, they didn't help Aaron Rodgers. Well, on that case, though, did they really not help him? Because they gave him that money to make him work with nobodies. Like, he did the opposite. I hate using him. He did the opposite of Brady. Brady at least took a pay cut to get better players around him.
I mean, they were hoping that the walking injury bug, Sammy Watkins, was going to be ready, but he hasn't materialized into anything. And I think he just finally came back, and all he did was bitch about not getting calls.
So here's what you got right now. He's contracted until 2026, Aaron Rodgers.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
His base salary for the next 2 years is 1.5 or 1.1, 1.1, 2.5 for the next 3 years million.
Well, you gotta go to him and be like, yo, we can get guys, but we need to restructure your contract. Badly. And if he says no, then you have to cut ties with him.
So, you ready for this? If they cut him right now, guess how much the cap hit would be?
Probably astronomical.
$30 million for this year, $32 million next year, 2024 $41 million, 2025 $60 million, 2026 $54 million.
Well, you have to find somebody that you can fleece like the Eagles did with the Colts. I mean, for a year, did we eat that cap hit? Oh, God, we ate it. But, oh, well.
Well, here's the thing. So, if they trade him, you're not getting multiple picks back for him. You might get a first-round pick back for him, and it might be a late first-round pick at that, because they have to eat that contract. That contract that they would be eating would be stupid. That's like him coming to the Giants and being like, have fun.
Well, the thing is, I think we have to visit this conversation. Is Aaron Rodgers worth a first-round pick now?
No, in all honesty, but I'm saying with that cap hit, that's what probably Green Bay is going to want.
Yeah, but they're not going to get it.
Nobody's going to give up a first-round pick for a near 40-something or post-40-something quarterback who's lost his magic.
So, when Favre got taken out of Green Bay, because this reminds me a lot of the whole Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers situation. When he went to the Jets, I think the Jets gave them a third-round pick with if they made the playoffs, it could be bumped up to a second round, and if they made the Super Bowl, it was a first round.
But you know what? Here's the one problem with Favre and Rodgers. Favre still had a couple good years left in him. Rodgers, I think, has passed his prime. That's the difference.
Well, when this all happened, Favre was still in his prime. But when he went to the Jets, he was still in his prime, and then he went to... But the whole point was he wanted to go to Minnesota. But he had to make a pit stop in New York. That was the thing. They didn't want to trade him in division, which I can't blame him. Can't blame Green Bay for that. They didn't want to trade him to Minnesota.
What the Packers need to do, they need to find a coach that's in love with Aaron Rodgers and work a deal with him. The reason why they say that to find somebody that's in love with him, because that's what the Eagles did with Carson Wentz. They knew that Reich loved him. So they put that thing in their deal. They put that thing in there that if Carson Wentz plays so and so percentage of the season, or they make the playoffs, that third round pick becomes a first rounder. Like Howie knew that Reich would hell or high water have Carson Wentz start most of the games, no matter how bad he was. And he did it, so we got a first round pick. That's what they need to find. Green Bay needs to find a coach that's in love with Aaron Rodgers to do a pick like that. Which is easier said than done, especially now that Rodgers has, burned a lot of bridges. And,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like Matt LaFleur is like, I think he wants to get rid of him. Actually.
Well, it's either going to be LaFleur gets rid of him or they get rid of LaFleur.
That's the problem there. It's like, is LaFleur your head coach of the future? Because if he is, you got to work a deal and try to get Rodgers out. Try to trade him for whatever you can. Or, if you're confident that LaFleur is not the guy, then you go with Rodgers for 2 more years and have him, play the hits and then, get rid of him. Or, have him retire or whatever. And then you move on.
I mean,
you tell that new coach that, like, hey, we want to build a future. You can start now, but we're not thinking we're going to be competitive, like, contender-wise, for another 3 to 4 years. So you have 3 to 4 years to build.
Right.
Which is unheard of nowadays in the NFL, but yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'll ask both of you this. If you're Green Bay, and say, even if Love is not your answer, because you're going to have a high pick this year, most likely. Do you go and draft a hooker or a Bryce Young if he comes out, have him sit 1 year while Jordan Love gets a chance or Aaron Rodgers gets a chance before you try to deal him?
Well, you have to see what Jordan Love has.
Right, but he's year 3 out of his 4. He's year 3 out of his rookie contract. So he has 1 to 2 more years left.
Yeah, you have to see what he has. I mean, you have to see if you see a quarterback in the draft this year that you like, but you have Jordan Love, then you have to figure out what you have. Because unless you're like a really bad bottom-feeding team, you're not going to be picking at the top of the draft much.
Well, I don't
see Green Bay as that bottom-feeding team.
They're 3-6. If they lose 3 more games, they're going to be a bottom feeder. They're not Houston or Detroit.
Yeah.
But
perennial top picks.
They're gonna pick. They're gonna pick in the top third of the league. They're gonna pick in the top third. That's the terrifying thing right now.
Yeah, there are a lot of 3 and 6 teams in that top third of the draft that can be playoff contenders.
Let's put it this way: if the season ended today, they'd be picking 9th. Think about that for a second. They be picking 9th.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I said. I mean, if you have a top 10 pick, you have to see what Jordan Love has because chances are you're not going to be picking in the top 10, every year.
Oh, yeah, and I told Christian something that you haven't even thought of yet, Chris. Right? If the season ended today, you would be picking 10th.
We're picking 10th right now.
You would have a top 10 pick in the draft if the season ended today. Plus,
or would the Jets have a pick?
Oh, the Jets are in like the top teens. like the upper teens to 20s. They're
Yeah,
up there.
we have a top 10 pick because we fleeced New Orleans.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, if you're the Green Bay fan base, you're watching Aaron Rodgers basically implode, which he has done. He has not been the Aaron Rodgers of old. Do you start pissing and moaning on in social media networks, TV, wherever the situation might call for it, and start saying, look, you need to send him packing. We want to start fresh. We know we're going to suck this year. Let's start building anew.
So, you saying that is kind of interesting because if you remember, the one thing about the Packers that is different between everybody else is they are a public domain team.
Oh, yeah.
So the fans bitching actually might have an effect because they are publicly traded.
Yeah. The thing is, though, the fans have already said it's not just Aaron Rodgers. Like, the Green Bay put nothing around him.
Well, this is what I said. They should start, I hate to say it, but I think they should do a complete tear down and rebuild. That's what I think Green Bay needs to do because technically that's kind of what the Jets did. And the Jets are where the Jets are now because they did a complete tear down.
The problem is right now is the contract hit from Aaron Rodgers is so bad that it would take the 2026 even to get out from under that cap hit. You're talking about freaking dead cap money of like $150 million, $28 million cap hit for this year.
Is it guaranteed or deferred?
No, a $40 million cap hit means that that's taken away from what you can use to build your team.
No, I said his contract, was it a guarantee or a deferment contract?
No, it was it would have to be if they cut. Here's the thing. Nothing's guaranteed. The only thing guaranteed is the option that he gets or the signing bonus that he gets. So get that right there. So the only thing that would be interesting if they cut him would be the cap hit. That doesn't go to him, but that would go against the salary cap, which would be detrimental to them trying to build a team around somebody.
Yeah, when you don't build the team around him, then he's hanging out there, and that's all you have. They tried with Sammy Watkins, but it's obvious he's not the guy. The only guy who comes close to being that guy really is Alan Lazard.
And he's hurt
and he's not that.
And he's hurt right now.
Wait, what?
He's hurt.
Yeah. Again.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins came back for one game, bitched to a ref, and got hurt again.
Paige just announced she's 100% cleared to wrestle. Or so she claims.
She's cleared to wrestle, finally.
What doctor? How many doctors did she go to tell her that she's cleared?
I just think of that quote you put up on Twitter not too long ago, Ronnie. It's like, hey, I'm in danger.
Yep, I'm in danger. And then the last bit of news, and then we can start getting into more of the other stuff, is that LA is going to be without their quarterback for this game. Stafford's in concussion protocol.
Wait, what?
Matt Stafford is in concussion protocol. Yeah, that's really good. And hello, Christian.
What's up?
Perfect
Nothing.
timing.
We actually just got done with the news, and we talked pretty much for the entire half an hour. We talked about Aaron Rodgers. Pretty much. When do you think it's time to say we need to see what Jordan Love has?
Now, because look, here's my thing. Yeah, the Packers aren't a good football team this year, but a majority of this has to do with him. This is why I will never put Aaron Rodgers in the same conversation or even at the same table as Tom Brady. Because I think if you swap the two right now, I bet you Green Bay has probably a couple more wins and a couple less losses if Tom is on Tampa Bay, right? But I look at Aaron Rodgers, and the reason why I say I'll never put him in that same sentence as Tom Brady is because look at what Tom does every single year. He's able he restructures his contract and he takes less money, and the money they were going to pay him, he says, look, put it toward the betterment of the team. Why do you think his teams have been so successful? Aaron Rodgers is selfish, and he showed it these last couple of years. He's a diva. You saw what he did last year. The last dance. I won out of Green Bay, only to come back, has another great year, wins his second MVP, the fourth of his career. This year, becomes the highest. This offseason, he becomes the highest paid quarterback. After he becomes the highest paid quarterback, what happens 2 days later?
They trade
Devontae Adams. So, look, Aaron Rodgers. What's the premise of being a great quarterback? Being able to make all wide receivers around you better, right? Like Peyton Manning made Pierre Garçon. That's the name you haven't heard in a while. Peyton Manning made Pierre Garçon a household name. Demaryius Thomas, God rest his soul, became a top 5 wide receiver under Peyton Manning. If we're being realistic, like look at what Brady did with Amendola and Edelman and Gronkowski. Do you really think with a straight face Rob Gronkowski would be who he is without Tom Brady?
Oh no, and he'll even tell you that.
Right. You know, I mean, Peyton made Anthony Gonzalez look good. Remember him?
Yep.
From Ohio State. So you get where I'm coming at with this, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't make the people around him better. If we're being honest, it seems like the receivers make Aaron Rodgers who he is, because Aaron's always had a go-to receiver. It was Jordy Nelson for the early part of his career, at the prime of his career, and then these last couple years, it's been Devontae Adams. Now, I just see a guy who's force-feeding the ball to his weapons. I see that, and then I see a guy who doesn't trust his receivers one bit. What did I say the Packers had to do when this season started, Rodney? Remember, we just talked about it yesterday. What did I say? Who do you build this offense around?
Oh, God, what was the running back?
Aaron Jones. And they haven't done it, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's sad to see, because I've never seen Aaron Rodgers play this poorly. It's almost like he doesn't even care. His body language tells me everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, I know you got questions about the Jets, don't you?
Yeah, how the fuck did they end up winning this week?
The defense played out of their fucking mind.
They controlled things. It really started with Zach Wilson. It was him taking care of the ball. And most importantly, he put last week's performance against New England behind him. You got to turn the page in this business. But I really like what what the Jets defense did, because they kept Josh Allen in the pocket. Like, if you let him, for most of the game, they kept him in the pocket. You can't let him scramble and extend plays with his feet, because that's when I feel he's at his best.
Well, because you know what it was? It's like, and I'll come out and I'll admit it straight out. When the Jets lost to the Patriots last week, I said, we're going to get fucked next week. And I'm not going to deny it. I thought for sure we're fucked, because Buffalo has just run roughshod over everybody this year. They are a running team that, my God, they're a defensive and running machine. And for the Jets to basically silence Josh Allen to the point where they fucking hurt him, to the fact where they were the defense was shoving stuff down their throat. I mean, I'm like, am I sure I'm watching the Jets and not another team in disguise?
No, because
I was surprised. I mean, I was literally shocked. Because
I've said it from the start. The Jets' identity is run the ball and play defense. They've never, since 1998, that has been their identity. They've always tried to get away with it with Sanchez when Ryan lost his entire defense and Sanchez was passing the ball and good old butt fumble. No, they got away from it. When have they had success? When they ran the fucking ball. I always go back to the most dynamic fucking duo on the Jets was Curtis Martin and Lamont Jordan. Curtis on first and second down, and then you hand it to the fucking bowling ball on third down and Lamont Jordan.
Yeah, but I gotta give the Jets a lot of credit because John, do you get what I mean every time I say they simplify the game on defense?
I get it.
Yeah, that's what they did. They said, look, Stephon Diggs isn't gonna beat us. So anybody but him. But I also say this. The Bills missed Matt Milano. Look at how much the Jets attacked the middle of the field. Matt Milano was a key piece to what the Buffalo Bills want to do. But you know what? The Buffalo Bills should be ashamed of themselves because this was a game they let slip out their hands. Their offense couldn't get out of their own way. And defensively, that's what kept Buffalo in this game.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But you know what? You know what's funny, Christian? You said about that guy that was missing and stuff. If I had a nickel for every time one of those commentators saying, "Oh, the reason they're this is the reason because of that," I mean, every other call was, "Oh, this guy's missing. Oh, they'd be doing if this guy's," I'd be drunk, or I'd be rich, because
Right.
it's all they do, all they talked about. I'm like, they're. I hate to use this term, but they're sucking the Bills' dick, and they're not saying how well the Jets are playing. You know, just because, okay, the Jets are playing great this year. Shockingly, they are. I'm one of the first ones to be shocked about that. But, you know, it's like, give the team credit where it's due.
But in reality, who has the Bills really beaten?
I mean, look.
They beat Kansas City. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they beat Kansas City, but you also have to realize, yeah, I know it may look a little lackluster now, but the fact how they beat the Rams in LA, that speaks volumes. I know the Rams haven't been good, but
as the eye test now, though, that defense is very weak.
But not only that, Ronnie, but you know how tough it is for East Coast teams to fly across the country to the West Coast,
right?
And vice versa.
Right, but I'm looking at it like right now. I'm looking at their schedule right now. Beat the Rams. Beat Tennessee. Tennessee is a suspect defense. We know this. They lost to Miami.
Right.
Miami's gotten better now. They beat Baltimore. Okay. At Baltimore, all right. Destroyed Pittsburgh. Shocking. Beat Kansas City. Good game. Good one. Beat Green Bay. Okay, everyone's beaten Green Bay and got beat by the Jets.
Well, here's my thing. With the Green Bay game, they didn't even look their best in that game, and they still won that one by 10 points.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I'm looking at their upcoming schedule. All I gotta say is the Bills are lucky right now that they don't get Deshaun Watson and when they play Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
They're lucky on that shit. Because if Watson was there, that could have been ugly.
I agree.
Actually, is that, or do they have him then, or is it Brissett?
Nah, it's still Brissett.
Back, it's week 10 right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he comes back. He comes back for fucking Houston.
Yeah, how ironic.
Because of course he does. All right, but yeah, so with that being said, let's actually get into the futures part of this episode. And as always, futures are always sponsored by Dubby. Dubby.gg, go and check them out. Go for all natural energy drinks, powders, shakers, t-shirts. Use the code NERDPORT at checkout. Get 10% off your order and gives us a little kickback coming back our way to make this show running. We are going...
Yes, drink Dubby. See the future.
Yes,
What's up,
we are
Chris?
going to be doing division winners futures because we're midway through the season. Let's take a step back and look to see if there's any changes we want to make to see who could make
All
the
right,
playoffs.
I have a question. After we do that, I have all the MLB free agents team by team. I want to discuss a little of that if we could.
And we could do something quick with that.
Okay, because I want to say, for each of our teams, who we'd want to keep, who do we want to see go, and do that. We'll do something quick with that. I'd like to because I pulled
Okay.
a lot of research on that. So.
All right. So, all right, we'll start with the South of the AFC. Right now, Tennessee is in the lead at minus 360. Closest is Jacksonville at plus 380. Is this just, I mean, in retrospect, is this just Tennessee's that just fucking run over with?
Yeah, it is. I mean, look, they're the best team in that division. The Colts have been a disappointment. Houston, they're exactly what we thought they were. No pun intended to Dennis Green. God
Yeah, I
rest
know,
his
right?
soul too. And I mean, to be honest with you, this may be a stretch. I think Jacksonville's been the second best team in that division. I think they're a lot better than their record indicates. Remember, this is still a young team. They're still trying to get that roster put together. They're building that team the right way. You got your quarterback of the future, and he's probably the face of the franchise now. And Trevor Lawrence, you get Travion Walker last year. Just continue to build that defense up, and I think they got the right head coach too. Yeah, they might be struggling, but at least they're competing in games because you didn't see this under Urban Meyer last year.
No. Chris, what's your thoughts on this? 'Cause I got one thing I want to ask you guys after you're done, Chris, but go ahead.
Both of the worst divisions in football are the South. Both of them.
Okay.
The AFC South, besides Tennessee, and the NFC South. They are the worst divisions in football. Easily. Especially this year.
Now you say that,
Easily.
but my question now is to you guys is, do you, now with the firing of Reich and Jeff Saturday coming in, they're 11-1. Does the team get up and could they be a wild card? No, I'm saying, but could they be a monkey wrench in the side of like Tennessee if they actually decide that they want to actually play for someone like Jeff Saturday?
Well, also, how much control does Jeff Saturday have over his team? Because does he actually want to start Matt Ryan, or is that a Jim Irsay move where he must play Sam Ellinger?
Well, right now Ryan is done for the year with a injured tricep. Could be wrong about that, but he's actually got an injury, like a legit injury that's why he's out. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that they benched Ryan. Ryan actually had an injury coming out of the game 2 weeks ago.
They announced he was benched.
Yeah, but he also had an injury. That's why they were benching him. There's another guy on that depth chart, though, that... Oh, yeah! No. Now, here's the question. If you're Jeff Saturday, do you start Ellinger or do you start Big Dick Nick? He's the backup.
Start Sam Ellinger. You got to see what you have for the future. You have to give him as much time as possible to see what you have. Since you're going nowhere.
I mean, but I'm just saying is you got Nick Foles, and do you have a little fun with that? Because Saturday ain't going to keep this job. You know Jeff Saturday ain't keeping this job.
Oh, God. The Foles magic is gone. There's no Frank Reich. It's over.
Frank Reich's been gone. But yeah, they're 11-1 right now, and if anyone ever felt ballsy and throw their money away, Houston is 100-1. The NFC East. Chris, your Eagles, minus 475. The next team down is Dallas, and no love for the Giants. They are 14, and Washington's 150. Everyone's within 4 games of Philly. Does anyone catch Philly?
No. Nope. Like, the only team that may is Dallas, but we all know Dallas is notorious for the late season swoon.
Okay,
And
Christian.
Dallas, if they get injured, they do not have the depth.
Yeah,
That's the big problem.
I mean, they have depth. The depth for them is in running back, but they don't have really anything else. Christian, what do you think?
The only way Dallas catches Philly is if they sign one player.
OBJ?
Odell Beckham Jr. I think this move would be catastrophic for the Cowboys. Because look at it like this. One, he knows the division, right? Two, he's older, and I don't think you're going to see young OBJ. You're going to see a more mature Odell Beckham. Going to LA, I think, was the best thing last year to happen for Odell. I mean, you didn't see him throw temper tantrums. You didn't see him complain. His body language is okay. He just did everything for the betterment of the football team. And now you look at Odell, there are a lot of teams that I think are going to benefit from his service. They can do it. So I'm not going to say that, Philly's been dominant this year, but I don't think the Cowboys are too far away from pretty much overtaking the division title.
John, what do you...
I
was gonna say,
have a
issue is they play on Christmas Eve, or probably when Philly's going to be coasting.
Okay. John, go ahead.
I have a question for Christian. Now, you said if Odell goes to Dallas, what are the chances? And I mean, this is a serious question, and nobody make light of it. Could the Jets swoop in and sign him because they need somebody to play? Because they lost somebody to the season for what's his name for the season. I forget what's his name. The wide receiver.
It's a possibility. I mean, look.
I mean, do you see a possibility of him coming back to this area?
If he does come back to this area, he'll be a Giant, John, more so than he'll be a Jet. But not to damper on your or rain on your parade or anything like that.
No. I mean, I'm just saying, is this a legit? Could this be a legit thing? Could they really logistically sign him? I mean, if they were to sign him, could that take the Jets to another level?
Could it take the Jets to another level? Possibly, but I still just look at. There are 4 teams right now, maybe even 5, that I take over the Jets. And here's the crazy thing, John. You ready for this?
What's that?
They beat 2 of the teams I'm about to tell you, right? Buffalo. They just beat Buffalo the other day.
Right.
Obviously, Kansas City. Look, they're the cream of the crop right now in the AFC, right? You have Baltimore, you have Tennessee, and then you have Miami. Remember, Miami beat the Jets. The Jets beat Miami a couple of weeks ago. If he were to go there, he'd bring a little bit more explosiveness, but how 100% is Odell? And I say that for any team that goes to get him because he's coming off that torn ACL. And remember, he's older now. He's 30 years old. So the fact he's going to try to cut on that knee, you're not going to see the explosiveness that you saw when he was with the Giants.
Right.
If he's going anywhere as a New Yorker, he's going back to the boys in blue.
Yeah, I think so too. But I really think, here's the thing. There are 3 teams I feel that really need him. At first, I was saying the Chiefs, but that's when the Chiefs went and got Kadarius Toney to be that vertical threat, right? Next, I'm saying to myself, okay, he could go to Buffalo. I know he and Von Miller are really close, and Von's going to lobby for Odell, and I think that would just be disrespectful if he goes to Buffalo. Josh Allen, Naheem Hines, Devin Singletary, Dawson Knox, Stephon Diggs, Isaiah McKenzie, Gabe Davis, and then Odell Beckham. Who's stopping that offense come January? I don't see anybody stopping them. Another team that I feel could really benefit from Odell's services Baltimore, because Baltimore lost Rashad Bateman. He give Lamar a vertical threat down the field. Because if you look at Baltimore, who's the first guy Lamar's targeting every time he drops back to throw the football, Ronnie?
It's not Hollywood anymore. It's
it's Mark Andrews.
Andrews, yes.
Yeah, it's Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely, the other tight end, the rookie tight end. Yeah, they need somebody that can vertically stretch the field and kind of complement to Lamar's style of football. So if Lamar's running the ball and he's extending plays with his feet, he can make that throw on the run. They don't have that type of weapon right now. And then, as I mentioned, Dallas. That's where I think he ends up.
Right. Chris, what about you? What do you think?
Wait, what?
OBJ.
About what? Say again?
OBJ. Where do you think he ends up?
Beckham, he messed up his ACL for a receiver. That's almost like a death sentence.
Right, but
I don't think he's going to be the same explosive guy. I don't think he is. And, I mean, if he goes to the Giants, okay. But I don't think... I think whoever he goes to, if he does go anywhere, he might be more of a detriment than a help right now. I think maybe next season, if he proves he's back, like fully back, then definitely he'll be something. But right now, no.
all right. Next, we'll just keep moving. So, the NFC South, Tampa Bay is minus 220 to win the division. The next team behind them is Atlanta at plus 320. New Orleans at 6, Carolina at 60. Anyone catch Tampa?
Oh, God, the damn South.
The only team I think that can compete with them is Atlanta because they run the football. And they play a downhill style of ball. The only thing that's going to keep Atlanta from winning the division is their defense because they're too inconsistent and they play it in spurts. Tampa wins it, but Tampa's not going to run away with it because we'll get into Tampa in a little bit, Ronnie. But, I have some things I got to say about them.
Okay. John?
What team was this now?
The South. Does anyone catch Tampa in the South?
I care less when it comes to Tampa. I really could care less. I'm not paying attention enough to that division because of Tampa, so I just don't really pay attention to that.
All right. Chris, what about you?
I mean, it's a division nobody wants, but Tampa isn't going to finish with a losing record, so therefore they win the division by default. Tampa will somehow manage to be sub 500 under Tom Brady. It'll happen.
I honestly think Atlanta might catch them. I think Atlanta is a lot better than people are talking about, and I think Atlanta actually can catch them. I mean, they have to play teams like Carolina one more time. They got to play Tampa again, and they can beat teams in their own division. So, I mean, I could definitely see Atlanta taking that division. Question is will they? Because, I mean, Brady not making the playoffs is kind of a big storyline, too, if he doesn't.
Yeah, he's been there enough. Who cares?
Well, that just means the king is dead.
Speaking of that, he became the first quarterback ever to throw for 100,000 yards. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
They're kind of blowing that out of proportion. That's to be expected. He's outplayed everybody.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying. Like, I'm not impressed with it. Okay.
But the game also changed, too.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if Dan Marino or Brett Favre played in this era. Like, started in the early 2000s. And not played when it was a run-heavy 90s.
The issue with Atlanta right now is they have to play near perfect ball.
Right.
Because they're 2-7. What? Sorry.
No.
Panthers. Atlanta has the same. Yeah, okay. Atlanta, yeah. The Panthers are out of it.
Oh, Panthers are DOA. Panthers suck.
Well, Carolina's 2-7, so they're out.
Yeah. Well, they're not out yet. I mean, they still got a mathematical chance to make it, but they're pretty much done.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta, though, their schedule is pretty favorable.
Yeah.
That's if the Bears aren't, like, resurgent like they've been, past couple of weeks.
Yeah. All right, let's
Where
get
the Bucks schedule, Seattle on Sunday and then Cleveland is pretty daunting. Then they got the Niners, the Bengals. Yeesh.
I mean, they got to still play the game, so we'll see what it is. I mean, it's like you said, it's seeing into the future. It's our predictions. So like the NFC North, the AFC North that we're going into now, Baltimore's in the lead at minus 450. Cincinnati's second at 375, at plus 375. Cleveland is 22-1. Pittsburgh's 80-1. Pittsburgh's done. We all agree with that. Pittsburgh's done.
Yeah, this is a rebuilding year for Pittsburgh. This is pretty much a 2-team race right now.
I got third. I don't know. I think it's a 3-team race.
With who? Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's been done. Kenny Pickett's just... He's playing to get experience right now.
Right. Well, yeah. And, Christian, I say that it's a 3-team race because Cleveland right now is only 3 games out of the lead. They're 3 games behind Baltimore.
Okay.
They have 4 games till Watson comes back. They got Miami next week, Buffalo, Tampa, and then Deshaun comes back for Houston. If you're telling me they can't win two of the 3 of those games, and then Deshaun is back for Houston, Cincinnati, Baltimore, New Orleans, Washington, and Pittsburgh, maybe not win a division, you're telling me they can't sneak into a wild card spot?
Yeah, but then who do you put them over? Like, Miami is better than them.
But that's why I said they have to win 2 out of the 3. They're going to have to beat Miami or Buffalo or Tampa if they want any chance to win. If they want any chance to win that division.
Yeah.
Not saying that's not, but I'm sorry. I'm looking at these odds. 22-1 to win the division. You're still getting Watson back for 5 games. It's not a reach. And Cincinnati's not playing the greatest ball in the world either.
No, they're not. But when they get Jamar Chase back, that's gonna definitely add a different element to their style of play because he's their best offensive weapon.
Right. No, I agree with that.
He's their best player.
Yeah. Chris, what about you? The North, AFC North, is it a 2-team race, or do you see Cleveland taking a shot at this?
I've liked Cincinnati. I think they well, once Jamar Chase comes back, they're going to be rolling again. And they seem to put it together later in the season. Baltimore, I don't trust them in the late part of the season. I never have. It's like they get hot and then they fizzle out. Cleveland's a running team right now. Even if Deshaun comes back, even when he comes back, if he is ready, they're still a running team. Because who knows, like, you know, the rust he may have. Because he's not, I mean, I don't want to say, but he's not Tom Brady. Like, he's not like, he doesn't have that thing that Tom Brady has where he's like, oh, everybody dragged my name and I'm going to make them fucking pay. He doesn't have that. Like, that was his issue at Clemson. Like, he just didn't have that if someone talks shit about him. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be the guy in Cleveland. I don't know if he's going to be the long-term answer. I mean, money says he will be, but who knows? Because people think they're going to go and right the ship in Cleveland, and it never happens. So,
the only reason I say
I don't know. I like Cincinnati and I like Baltimore. Cleveland finishes third.
Only reason I say that is because Halloween night, Cleveland played Cincinnati and smoked them. So even with Brissett, you're still looking at a team that still can win 2 or 3. They can still keep themselves afloat to when Watson comes back.
Yeah, I just don't know. What I'm saying is I don't know if he's ready.
Right. Well, that's always...
There's a difference between getting in playing shape and then being in mid-season form.
Well, let's face it. The greatest spot ever to be coming back in is against your former team when they've only won one freaking game. So that helps. John, what about you?
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how things come down at the end with the way all these teams are playing, but we'll see. We'll just see how it plays out. I have no real change. I'm just gonna stick pat to what I said at the beginning of the year.
The lock of the century, the NFC North. Oh, yeah. God. Minnesota, minus 3,000. Listen, you don't need W to see into the future with this one. Minnesota's winning the fucking division.
Yeah, they are. And you got to give Kevin O'Connell a lot of credit because he's came in and he's really changed the culture within that locker room. Let's be real here, Rodney. Would you see Kirk Cousins dancing shirtless with all that ice on around his neck last year under Mike Zimmer?
Hell no.
You wouldn't have. Like, he's come in and he's made them believe. Like, their offense is one of the best in the league. It's even better when Dalvin Cook has it going. And defensively, give a lot of love to Zadarius Smith coming over from the Packers. And you see how much the Packers miss him. Like, this is Minnesota's division to lose at this point right now.
Yep.
But these next 3 games are going to kind of show us who they are because I know they have Buffalo this week. I know they play the Cowboys the week after. And then they play New England on Thanksgiving.
Yep. Chris, your thoughts?
Green Bay's going insane and Minnesota's reaping the benefits. I mean, it is the meme from The Wedding Singer. It completely is. I mean, one team is going completely spiraling down, I can't believe, and Minnesota's there like, boy, this is easy. Like, I mean, the only threat to Minnesota's dominance in the North is Chicago. That's it.
And Chicago right now is 60-1.
Is on the Buffalo, and that's if Chicago's on the New England beating form.
Yeah. Chicago right now is 80 to or 60 to 1 to win the division. It is not likely.
Yeah, but they're the only real threat.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Which means not really at all, because Chicago has to play out of their minds on a consistent basis to even make it. And I don't see that happening.
They have to play about 90. They have to play 90% football, which means
Chicago needs to play out of their minds.
Which means they can only lose like one game, and we know that's not going to happen.
I mean, they played good against Miami as well.
Yeah.
But Miami, had too much in the beginning, so it is what it is. But I don't see Chicago beating Minnesota. It's Minnesota's division to lose. Right. It's a lock.
John, you in agreement with that?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. All right, AFC East. The Bills are minus 227 or 275. Miami's next with plus 350. The Jets are being disrespected at 12 to 1. And New England is being not really disrespected at 18 to 1.
So there's only two teams that really scare me in this entire division. That's Buffalo and that's Miami. Look, the Jets, they're good, but I don't know if the Jets have the firepower to put it all together when it matters the most. New England, could they be there when it's all said and done? Yeah, because New England went on a run around this time last year, but I still think this is Buffalo's division to lose due to the simple fact they have the best player in the division. They have the best tandem of players in this division, and it starts and ends with Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
Well, you say that. You didn't hear the news then, did you?
About Josh's elbow?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, look, they're going to play it safe with him. I think he plays. I don't think it's as serious as they're made.
It's day-to-day. He is listed day-to-day right now and probable for Minnesota.
Yeah, I saw that, but I still think this is Buffalo's division. I think Josh is he's gonna fight through it.
Well, I'll say this, and John's gonna be baffled by this. If Buffalo loses to Minnesota, the New York Jets are in first place.
That's mind blowing because the Jets I know got to bye this week.
Yep.
And then who do they have next week?
They play
New England. In New England. And guess what? If that happens and they lose, that means if New England wins, this is terrifying to think about. Every team is within a freaking game from each other.
Yeah.
Because this is the tightest. This might be the tightest division in football right now.
Who's the backer for Buffalo, just in case? I mean, they said Josh Allen's probable, right?
Day to day, so he's questionable to play against Minnesota.
So he's day to day, which means he's probable.
Yeah.
So he'll play.
But against against a Minnesota defense that can get to him, do you really want to? I mean, he'll most likely play, but I don't know if that's the smartest idea.
Minnesota really, their pass rush isn't that great, so I don't think Josh Allen has that much to worry about on the fact of getting killed.
No, but their linebackers keep him in, so he won't be able to scramble.
Exactly. They're going to use those spies to keep Josh Allen in that pocket, but we'll talk about that when we
get to our picks. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'll say this. It's either him or it's Case Keenum.
But the thing is, Buffalo also has a running game, so they don't need to have Josh Allen throw the ball 50 times.
But the Jets kind of prove that even with a running game, if you can clog up the middle, they don't have guys that can bounce it to the outside.
But the thing is Buffalo playing the Jets this week? No, they're playing the Vikings.
But they put out the blueprint of how to stop that running game. The Jets rushed 4. Okay, their front 4 is ridiculously stupid. It's like the Bart Scott Jets, where they didn't need. They could have. They rushed 5 and they got it home. But the one thing about the Jets now and they laid the blueprint out is they clogged the middle. The Buffalo Bills proved that they can't really run to the outside the tackles. Because the minute they had a chance to bounce out, they got swarmed.
But the thing is, okay, so if I'm playing the Jets, I throw 9 in the box to try to and dare Zach Wilson to beat me.
Here's the thing, though. The one thing about the Jets is, and you did that, Buffalo did that. New York has no issue going punch for punch. Fine. Load 9 in the box. We're just going to beat the piss out of you. We have people that can outlast you. Wilson is there not to lose the game. The Jets are built on running the ball and freaking stopping the offense. They're not going to be pretty games. They are going to be bowl and shoe ugly games. And the Jets have no issue with that. That's the funny part. Now, the question is can they stay healthy all year? When you have a battering ram type defense and offense, it's hard to stay healthy.
Mm.
I mean, that's the thing.
Is, I would still do that. I would still take the Jets the inside run game away and make Zach Wilson beat me. Because, yeah, the Jets won. They beat the Bills, but they beat them by 3.
The score to that game...
It's not like they killed them.
The score to that game does not prove how that game was. The Jets dominated that game. When you have a game like that, the Jets beat. They didn't win. They beat the Bills. They wore them down.
Yeah.
They wore them down. That's the
thing is, the game is won on the scoreboard, which means you could dominate the shit out of somebody, but if they get that one last touchdown, they beat you. That's what you remember.
And you know what the killer about, and you want to know the killer about a pro compared to a college game is? There's no style points. A win's a win.
I mean, I'm just saying that because, like, we dominated the shit out of Houston. But, you know, the scoreboard was closer because they were playing keep away the whole goddamn game.
Right.
That is what it is. I mean, so what I'm saying is, like, that's the formula to beat the Jets. Make Zach Wilson beat you, regardless. I mean, you know the Jets are going to come after you defensively to stop your run.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though, Chris. The one thing that you're saying that, fine, load the box up. The one thing the Jets have always been good at, and Chris, you can back me up on this, is when they do that, they play action pass and they get beat over the top.
Yeah, exactly.
Wilson only has to pass the ball 15 times and the Jets can win the game. Denzel Mims is maybe not be the best player in the world anymore, but he's now been proven as a commodity to that offense, and he's actually proven a point now. Wilson had made throws that locked games up against the Bills.
Yeah. But again, the thing is, the biggest issue with the Jets right now is the fact that they're basically a Zach Wilson pick away from losing. It's the truth. Because, I mean, as long as Zach Wilson makes smart decisions with the football, they're good. But if he tries to be the poor man's Patrick Mahomes, you're in trouble.
Well,
that's a fact. You take away the Jets' run game and force Zach Wilson to be bargain basement Patrick Mahomes. That's what you do.
Okay. So here's the thing. Looking back at the last game the Jets played the Patriots 2 weeks ago, Wilson threw the ball 41 times. They only rushed the ball 15. There's your problem. There's your problem right there. Zach Wilson should not be throwing the ball 41 times.
Yeah.
But the point is the Jets are literally prize fighters. The team is a team of prize fighters. They beat you down, they wear you down, they lay on you, and then they go over the top. It's been the same Jet formula since the 90s. And when they get away from that formula, they suck. When they stay with that formula, I mean, the last time they stayed with that formula, the last 3 times they really stayed with that formula, where'd they end up? Oh, yeah, the national title game.
Yeah, but you know what? But we all know what kills that. Quick strike offense, quick scoreboard strikes, because, sorry, your team is not a quick strike offense. It's not.
You know
that.
We never were.
Yeah. What I'm saying, though, is if you take on a team, and they do, if they start scoring quick on your defense, that we're going to see what they're made out of.
The last time I checked,
It is what it is. I mean,
who this year has scored quick on the Jets?
wait, what?
Who this year has scored quick on the Jets?
Yeah, but they got to keep it consistent. You know what I mean?
And guess what? Quentin Williams is playing like Defensive Player of the Year, and Sauce Gardner is playing like Defensive Rookie of the Year. Even though Christian, I'll cave. Micah Parsons is winning that fucking division, is winning that fucking postseason award.
No, what I'm saying is that is the key. The key to beating the Jets is to stop their run and make Zach Wilson beat you. That is it. The defense is going to do what it does. You have to stop their run and make Zach Wilson beat you. That's what you have to do.
I've heard this forte gone every single time, from Chad Pennington to Vinny Testaverde to Ray Lucas to Mark Sanchez. I didn't hear it with Sam Darnold because we never fucking ran the ball with Sam Darnold. Holly fucking Luya. That's why he sucked. The Jets do not have a quarterback. Everyone's like, oh, we need to start quarterback. No. We need a quarterback that doesn't lose us the games. We need a game manager. Guess what? If Wilson has to be a game manager, great. Because that's all he needs to really be.
Yeah, how do you beat a team with a game manager? You take away the run, and then you make him beat you. You make the game manager beat you with his arm, because he's not used to being in the spotlight like that. That's what you do with a game manager. That's what any team has done with a game manager. Any team with a guy, I'm just going to pass when I need to, but I'm going to hand off the ball most of the time. You take away the run, all of a sudden that game manager has to basically be the offense.
Okay.
And that's when game managers crumble.
Okay, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to go in the Wayback Machine, and we'll move on from this. When Chad Pennington was the quarterback of the Jets, Christian can answer this to me. Can really answer this too. What was their game plan?
Run the football.
Okay. We say that. When they loaded the box, because Pennington had no arm. I'll admit that. He had no arm. Good old Marshall Sound. Who did he pass to when they put 9 in the box?
Coles.
Bing. Ding, 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 ding. It doesn't matter. You can load 9 in the box, but a game manager knows when to take the top off of somebody. So guess what? Oh, here you go. Oh, wait, you're stopping the run? Play action, Garrett Wilson. You're going to have to respect the run, because Zach Wilson can still pass. And when it's one-on-one, the Jets have some of the best young wide receivers in the game. And when I mean young, I mean like only 2 years in the league young.
So how did y'all lose to New England?
Because
Good
Zach...
question.
Because Zach... 41 passes! Dude.
Yeah, that's what I said. Take away the rush. Make Zach Wilson beat you.
What fucking rush?
Exactly what New England did.
Chris, what rush? We only ran the ball 15 times
how New England beat you. You had 51 total yards on the ground.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm talking to a fucking wall.
And then Zach Wilson threw 3 picks.
Anyone else want to explain?
That's how you beat him.
Does anyone else want to explain this to him? Because I'm talking to a wall right now. What running game?
The Jets are gods. You happy? God damn.
What? But you're not listening. What I'm saying. They
No. I'm saying this is how you beat the Jets. No, you don't. No, you don't. So you're basically saying you're unbeatable.
No.
Right?
No.
That is.
Oh my God. You're asking how New England fucking won, you fuck. No. The Jets got away from the fucking game plan. They decided to run the ball only 15 times when they should have ran it 30. Zach Wilson should have never been dropping back 40 times. He should have been dropping back 15. They got away from the game, and they tried to make Zach Wilson do it because they thought they were going to fucking load the box. They didn't. Fucking Wilson got beat. What do you want me to say? Because he still threw 2 touchdowns, too, that game, too. 300 yards and 2 picks, but he shouldn't have been passing 40 fucking times. Saleh was stupid that fucking game. Guess what? Load the box. Let's see what happens next time, because I guarantee you they're going to run the ball 30 fucking times.
I'm done with this. I'm so done with this.
What are you done with? I asked the question, what's done?
No, I said I'm done with this. Because, apparently you're infallible, okay? I'm done with it.
No. He never said the words, we were infallible. Those words never...
You don't have to say it. What I said is how you beat them is you take away the run, make the quarterback beat you. Since the quarterback loves to throw picks.
Yeah, well, there you go. You said the quarterback loves to throw picks. I'm telling you how they fucking don't beat them with throwing the fucking ball. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm saying the way Zach Wilson can re-beat you by him actually beating you is play action pass and taking the top off of the defense. Because then you got to respect the run. It's simple game management. Fuck, Jalen Hurts does it better than no one else right now. How do you think Hollywood Brown gets so open? They fucking play action pass.
How did New England beat you? They took away your run, then made Zach Wilson beat him. And he threw 3 picks.
How do you take away the run when you only run the ball 15 times?
Stats are right there. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. I'm done talking about that because I'm giving you hard facts. You're not listening to the stats that I'm giving you. You're only seeing one part of the game. You're not seeing the whole game. Hence why I said Dallas is going to beat Philly because Micah Parsons plays freaking spy. Parsons is the reason that game is going to happen the way it's happening. So have fun, because you ain't going undefeated. Next fucking division. NFC West. 49ers, Seattle. Pretty much coin flip. Minus 130 for San Francisco. Seattle's a plus 140. LA, Stafford's in protocol. I think they're done at plus 12-1. And Arizona's 40-1. Christian! See the Seattle catch San Francisco?
Well, Seattle's in first place, but San Francisco owns the tiebreaker. I think San Francisco wins this division. I just think, they have a little bit more of an experienced group, and CMC puts them over the hump. It's good to see him contributing to a winning team because it just seemed like those stats are kind of being swept under the table every time he did something spectacular in Carolina. Like, if he did what he did a couple of weeks ago with the 49ers where he threw for a touchdown, He caught one and he ran one. Back in Carolina, no one will be talking about it because Carolina hasn't been that good of a football team. I just think San Francisco, they're the most physical team in the league, and I think they're the biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles because they can run downhill, they can run the football, and it doesn't matter where the games are played. Physicality travels. They have that offensive line that can win the trenches, that can win the battle of the trenches on both sides of the ball. They can violently dominate the line of scrimmage, and they just need Jimmy to be a game manager. The only thing that concerns me about San Francisco is when you need a big throw, Jimmy's not going to give it to you. That's why they drafted Trey Lance.
That I agree with. Chris, NFC West, who you got?
What? Who's going to win the West?
Yeah, who's winning the West?
Believe it or not, I still think Seattle.
Okay. John?
I kind of agree with what Christian said.
I mean, because look at it. Look at it like this. I'll give you guys the perfect example. Who did San Francisco beat in the second round of the playoffs last year?
Green Bay.
Where was that game at?
It was in Green Bay.
How was the weather in that game?
Shitty.
Exactly. Look, they're built to go on a run. They're built to come to the East Coast or to go to the Midwest during the winter because running games travel, physical offensive line play travels. And see, the kryptonite for the 49ers has been injuries. Like, they'll lose key guys when it matters most, whether it's Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, and Nick Bosa is their Aaron Donald, Ronnie. They built this defense around him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Right now, I think though Seattle's playing with their hair on fire with pretty much the offensive rookie of the year, Kenneth Walker. But the question is when it comes down to actually making a big play, who's there? I do like San Francisco to win the division, but I think Seattle gets in the playoffs.
I think Seattle gets in the playoffs too. I think that one game between San Fran and Seattle, that's really going to tell us who wins that division. Because, see, here's my thing. Seattle's been playing better defense the last couple of weeks, but I don't know if that can hold. I don't know if that can sustain. I actually think – never mind. I'm not going to say that because I'll probably end up previewing that game, so I have to catch myself.
Oh, okay, I was going to say it. No, say it.
No.
Do I dare?
Right, but
Also, here's a little tidbit here. 5 of their, basically there are 8 weeks left, right?
yeah.
5 of their 8 remaining games are in the friendly confines with the 12th man. And they have 1 division game on the road of that. And that's against the Rams.
Who don't look that good.
The Seahawks are home against the Niners, home against the Rams, and yeah, that's the division right there. Then they have the Raiders at home, Panthers at home. They go to Kansas City. You can chalk that up as a loss. It is what it is. New York, the Jets come to Seattle on New Year's Day.
I wonder how they're going to work that out because New Year's 6 games against the New York Jets. Ooh, I don't know about that.
Well, who knows? But the thing is, at that point, if Seattle plays how they're playing, that should be a wash game anyway.
Wow, that's a 1 o'clock. That's a 1 o'clock game. Fucking Seattle, Kansas City on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. And on New Year's Day, 4:05.
Yeah,
Jets,
well, everyone's
that's
playing.
Seattle.
Everyone's playing New Year's Day. New Year's Day is actually a Sunday this year.
I mean, who knows? I mean, all right, the Seahawks got the Bucks Sunday, right?
In Munich.
In Germany.
Yeah, in Munich.
Then they got the Raiders at home. They go to LA, and LA ain't shit this year. We'll be honest.
It's still.
Then they got Carolina. So maybe they lose one of those.
Right.
So I say, 6-3 now. 6-4, 7-3, 8-3, 8-4. We'll just give them the LA loss, whatever. So Panthers 9-4. 9-4 against the 49ers in Seattle, which Seattle does not lose at home to San Francisco. They don't.
No.
Then you got the Chiefs, so that'll be 10-5. By the time they play the Jets, they're 10-5. Basically, the division's wrapped, unless they have to beat the Rams in Seattle on the 8th.
Right.
But that's that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
That schedule's very favorable.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Last one. AFC West. Kansas City is minus 6.65, 650. Chargers are plus 470. Denver is nowhere to be fucking found, and Vegas is playing craps right now because God forbid they can't fucking play a football game. Pretty much my question to you. It's the Chiefs division to lose. I agree with that.
It's the Chiefs division, and that's why the Jets are also going to get in the playoffs, because there ain't going to be another team from the West. I thought we all thought there was going to be, like, we thought the Broncos or maybe the Chargers. Nah.
Oh no, it's the East. It's the East that are going to get 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, we're looking at the East and the North with multiple playoff teams.
Look, I said to people at the beginning of the year, everybody thought I was crazy. I had the Chiefs winning this division from the get-go because of what? My 2 reasons. They have the best player and they have the best coach. And Patrick Mahomes proved the other day why, 1, he's the best player in the AFC West. 2, he's the best quarterback in the league right now. Debatable. And 3, I think because of Josh Allen regressing a little bit, I think Mahomes has become the favorite to win league MVP. They have the best player and they have the best coach. Look, this Kansas City team is a team I don't want to see come January, especially when they can get to pounding the rock in between the trenches. Your guy, Ronnie, Isaiah Pacheco. Yep. They can feed him the ball a little bit more. He brings a physical dimension to what it is they want to do as an offense, and that can keep a defense honest as well. Because look at it like this: teams don't load the box when they play Kansas City, because who's commanding all the attention? 2 guys, Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Defensively, they're not bad. I mean, they did what they had to do the other day against Tennessee, but if they want to win another championship, their defense kind of has to turn it on like they did the year when they won it, when they beat the 49ers.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
The Chargers have too many injuries, but the issue I have with Los Angeles, God, I almost said San Diego. I'm so glad I caught myself. The issue I have with Los Angeles is they're not mentally ready for the big moment. You get what I'm saying? You get what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Because look at that game against Kansas City back in week 2. They were in control for the first half. They should have won that game. There's no excuse for them to have lost that game. Like, they're just not ready for those big moments, and that's why I can't put them in the upper echelon in the AFC. They're not better than Buffalo. They're not better than Kansas City. They're not better than Miami. And to be honest, I'd probably even take the Jets over them. The Chargers can't stop the run.
So it's funny you say that. If the season ended today, I got the playoff standings right here. Bills 1, Chiefs 2, Ravens 3, Titans 4, The 5th seed's the Jets. The 6th seed's Miami. And the 7th seed is the LA Chargers. But you got New England and Cincinnati tied for 7th with 5 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go to the NFC, Philly 1, Minnesota 2, Seattle 3, Tampa 4, Cowboys 5, Giants 6, Niners 7. Now,
okay.
You're in the hunt, though, for the final spot. Atlanta is 8. They're tied. Washington is tied. The Rams, Saints, Packers, Cardinals, and the fucking Bears are a game out.
How crazy would it be if Chicago manages to get it?
Shut up. I was thinking the exact fucking same thing. Not happening, but I would put money on Washington making the playoffs before Chicago.
You know what? Arizona could be, now that they have Hopkins back, and they tend to play with their hair on fire in the later months.
Yeah.
And another tidbit about the 49er Seattle game. That is also a night game on Thursday night, where Seattle will have played Carolina at home, and San Francisco will have had an emotional game against Tom Brady in December.
Wow, a Thursday game that actually means shit.
I mean, it's crazy that, like, you know, we're like, well, Tampa, you know, it is what it is. But the thing is, like, Brady always kicks it up that notch in November, December, so who knows? But then for San Francisco to come out of that game and have to go to Seattle on a Thursday night, where we all know that the road teams on Thursday Night Football don't usually fare that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because you have to travel, because your week is cut short more than the home team. Unless, like, you get on the plane and you practice there.
Right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so, and it's a divisional game, and the 12th man is going to be a full throat. We all know that.
Yeah, but there's that. But all right, let's dive into our picks for the week. And like everyone knows, our picks for the week is sponsored by Wicked Cuts Beef Jerky. Go to everything's down in the link down below in our Twitch. Click on the photo. It goes right to our page. Beef jerky, different kinds of beef jerky, and a lot of dry rubs they put in there. Like I said, pumpkin pie, the pumpkin spice rub is still there, as well as the apple pie rub is still there. So go check it out. The apple pie rub actually doesn't sound horrible. The pumpkin spice just sounds, you gotta be some basic white bitch to put that on a steak.
Hey, you said it, not me.
All I'm saying is they have breakfast-style bacon jerky.
Yes! I have to order that. I want to do a what you eating on that. That sounds fucking delicious.
Dude, that shit is amazing. I had to bake the premium just breakfast shit. Oh my god, it is so good. They have Applewood smoke. You have Carolina Killer for the hot people.
But yes, go click the link on down below. Takes you there. Again, all the orders, everything there. We get a kickback from it. Go check it out.
Yeah. Wicked Cuts. Feed your taste buds.
Yep.
Dobby, see the future.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. College football. Well, we had our rankings
Here we go.
We had our rankings come out this year, and I was almost right with where I had everything. Except they didn't give Liberty a fucking the nod. But
Yeah.
Oh, they gave the AP poll gave Liberty the nod, but the committee didn't. All right, number 25 coming on to the sorry. Teams that are off the top 25. OK State, Syracuse, Wake Forest, and Oregon State.
Okay.
Number 25, jumping on after beating Oregon State, Washington. Number 24, after beating Missouri, first time on the list this year, Kentucky. Number 23, after obliterating Miami, the Noles of Florida State. Up 3 spots with their win over Memphis at 22, UCF. Down 5 spots after their loss to Michigan State, Illinois. Number 20, after their beat of Clemson, Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, playoff committee.
Hey, it gets you to probably get you to a New Year's Six Bowl.
Well, I have a feeling they put us in there to hype up USC, but who knows?
They put you in there because you beat the number 4 team in the nation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, but, you know.
And not just beat them, you beat them.
Oh, yeah, we beat them pillar and post.
Yeah, so it wasn't like a last-second field goal. We'll give you number 25. No, it was 28-0, and then they scored.
Yeah, like, I mean, when Dabo and the thing goes, we got beaten every facet of the game, from coaching. I think he even said the water boy. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. Number 19, down 6 spots after their loss of Texas. Kansas State. Number 18,
Yeah.
speaking of Texas. Number 7. Yeah, number 17, the top ranked group of 5 school, Tulane.
They're riding the green wave.
Yep, number 16, up 6 spots after their win of Wake Forest, NC State.
Yep.
Number 15, after their win of Virginia, North Kakalaki.
Notre Dame rank looks better on them, too.
Yeah, number 14, their win over Indiana, Penn State. Number 13, their ass whooping over Arizona, Utah. Number 12, their ass whooping of Arizona State, UCLA. Number 11, after their bye, Ole Miss.
Yeah. I can't believe they dropped.
No, they didn't drop. They didn't go anywhere. They just stayed. Number 10. We can cross them off the list. After their loss to Notre Dame, Clemson is officially done.
Oh, absolutely.
See,
Can't remember.
I'm shocked.
Sold on that.
I am shocked that Clemson only dropped to 10. I thought they would drop out of the top 10.
I knew they weren't going to drop past it, but they're still going to want them in a New Year's Six Bowl because, Clemson.
Well, also, the ACC champion does get a New Year's Six Bowl bid. Not a playoff bid.
No, who would
no
they be facing right now? Sorry, I'll finish this.
Wait,
I'm talking to myself. I said, who would they play now? But I'll finish that. I'll find that out when I finish the list. Number 9, we can cross them off the list. The Roll. Holy shit, they rolled out of the playoffs. Alabama.
They're just adding to the rat poison because Alabama still has an outside shot to win the West.
They have an outside shot to win the West, but they ain't making the play. A two-loss team has never made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And why? And I'm sorry. And why start now?
But you know the committee loves them some Bama.
Yep. Number 8, holding on to dear life after their win at California, the Trojans of USC.
Overrated. Sorry.
Debatable. I mean, I can see where you say that, but you know what? There's still an outside chance of them getting in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Number 7, speaking of a chance of getting in the playoffs, LSU.
Nah, they're not getting.
Goddamn Brian Kelly.
No, they won't get in, but we'll talk about that in about 2 seconds. Number 6, Oregon.
Oh, Nick's playing like Superman.
Look, I think Oregon, they're the second best one-loss team in the country.
I agree with that. Number 5, Tennessee.
That was a tough loss for them the other day because they didn't adjust. They pretty much beat themselves. You know, Georgia's coming in. They're keeping Hendon Hooker in the pocket. They're not allowing him to buy time with his feet to make plays. And look at what happened.
The thing with Hooker after that loss, he lost everything. They lost the East. He lost his Heisman. Like, he did not look like he belonged.
No, he didn't.
They might have lost their shot at the playoff.
No,
we'll
still have a chance.
We'll get to that because let me finish this up and we'll get to that because I actually want to talk about the national title picture with that. Number 4, TCU.
Look, I think it's the 3 or 4 best teams in the country. They can beat you on both sides of the ball at the line of scrimmage. They can run the ball. They have a formidable big 3 within that offense. Max Duggan, Kendre Miller, and the guy I think that's the end-all be-all of this offense, and that's Quentin Johnston. Reminds me a lot of Brandon Marshall.
All right. Would you want to see TCU against Georgia?
Here's the thing. Right now, TCU, in all honesty, would not play Georgia if they win out.
Well, if they win out, if they get put in number 4, they're playing Georgia.
They won't. They won't because Ohio State and Michigan will knock each other out. So
one of them is going to be gone.
But I'm saying TCU would jump from 4 to at least 3 or 2. So they wouldn't play Georgia until the national title game.
So who would you put it for then? The Pac-12 champion?
So here's the thing. So 3-2-1 goes Michigan, Ohio State. They're going to play each other soon, so they're going to knock each other around. And then Georgia's at 1. So, okay. So here's the thing. So if you're going to talk about the playoffs, obviously Ohio State, Michigan, the winner of that's going in no matter what.
Yeah, the winner of that one is Big Ten champion. It's over.
If LSU makes the SEC title game, they'll be playing Georgia. And here's the question. LSU beats Georgia. Just shits and giggles. LSU beats Georgia. You're most likely going to keep you're going to keep the SEC champion out of the playoff?
All right. If LSU beats Georgia in the SEC title game,
this is what happens. If LSU were to beat Georgia in the SEC title game, Tennessee gets in.
And there's the interesting thing.
I don't know about that. If LSU beats Georgia in the SEC title game, it depends on how. If they beat them by like a last-second field goal, then Ohio State Michigan winner jumps to number 1.
I agree with that. I can agree with that.
LSU will jump to number 2. Georgia will be 4, and whoever either TCU, God please no, or the Pac-12 champion is at number 3.
So here's the thing. So here's the big issue with this right now, and here's where shit gets fun. So right now, I can only agree that the first 8 have the most likely chance. Even LSU with a 2-loss team, because they would have to go through some fucking hell and high waters just to get to there. They have to play fucking top-ranked teams just to get there. That's the only reason I can see a two-loss LSU make it. But with that being said, I could see a TCU gets put in. I could see literally this happening. It could be Georgia, Michigan, or Ohio State, TCU, and now here's the question. Do you put in an Oregon or USC over a Tennessee?
I think Oregon more.
But I'm saying, but you would have that as the Pac-12 title game. The Pac-12 title game would be Oregon USC. So
I can't believe that on Saturday night in Austin, Texas, a good portion of the nation will be rooting for Texas just to knock out TCU.
I think the only way Tennessee has a fighting chance to get in is if TCU loses.
The thing is, Tennessee, like, how to put it? Tennessee losing to Georgia, I mean, their next 3 games they should win easily.
Right.
It's Missouri at Tennessee in Neyland. Then they play South Carolina. Then they end up the season at Vandy. I mean, those are all like ho-hum games. Where Tennessee beating Georgia, I don't know. Where Oregon's got...
Well, here's the better question. With Michigan, Ohio State losing, with Michigan, Ohio State with the loss there, do you put Tennessee over them, or do you put the team that plays in the Pac-12 title game, the Pac-12 champ, in?
Right now, I like the Pac-12 title winner more.
So you put the winner. So right now, you put the winner of Oregon USC over Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee had their shot. It sucks, but when you look at what they're playing, when you look at what's down the road, Oregon's got ranked team after ranked team after ranked team right now.
Yeah.
Like, they got Washington. Where is it? I'll pull it up.
Yeah, they got Washington this week.
Yeah, Oregon's got like Washington, freaking Utah. Like, it's all
Washington, Utah, then the Civil War. And it's in Corvallis. Yeah. And the Civil War is in Corvallis.
Yeah, and that's where I think that USC, that's why I think the committee pumped up at Notre Dame there for the USC game. Where is USC at?
USC, their next 3 games, their final 3 games is Colorado, at UCLA, and then at home against Notre Dame.
Yeah, Colorado's a given. UCLA should be a war.
Colorado
has them going.
Colorado, they have to win with style points. They can't keep that
Colorado's
game close.
Style points game.
Yeah. Christian,
but
what's your thoughts?
UCLA game is interesting.
Yeah, Christian, what's your thoughts on this?
What's my thoughts on what?
The college football playoff. Who do you...
I mean, look, we knew the winner of Tennessee and Georgia We knew the winner of
Sure,
Tennessee.
yeah, Matt. Is it in LA or is it in Pasadena?
Sorry, Christian. It's in LA. It's in UCLA.
Ooh, Pasadena in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, College Game Day is probably going to be going there.
Probably.
And I think I know someone else who's going to be previewing that game.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either.
So
That just became that much more enticing.
Yeah, for sure.
But in your opinion, obviously we know Michigan, Ohio State, someone's knocking themselves out.
Yeah, and I'll say this about both those teams. These next couple of games are going to be trap games for both of them because I really want both teams to come in with that perfect 11-0 record. It's just going to make the game a hell of a lot more enticing.
Yeah, I mean, Nebraska.
Yeah, because
So,
Nebraska, Illinois, that Illinois got a lot of sales taken out of it because of what Sparty did to them.
yeah, but guess what? They're going to see him once, and then they're going to see him again because Illinois is going to win the West. So, if they have to see Michigan again, that could be that's a whole different can of worms.
Yeah, Michigan's big thing is they need to get through Ohio State.
Right.
And Ohio State, if there's anywhere I see Ohio State slipping up, on the road, the 19th against Maryland.
Yeah.
Because that's right before Michigan.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, because they won't slip up at the shoe. Not against Indiana. They won't slip up at the shoe.
All right.
But, yeah.
So, we ready for the picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well,
Let's
speaking of Michigan, we'll jump into that one. Nebraska takes on Michigan. Michigan's a 31-point favorite. It's in the Big House.
I think the curse is over again in Michigan.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, I'm taking Michigan.
John, you have any thoughts on that or not really?
Nope.
Okay. Maryland is a 10-point dog going into Happy Valley. Penn State. 10-point favorites, 59 over-under. Give me the Nittany. I don't think...
Penn State should win this one easy.
Yep.
They seriously should, and they should get ready for the trip to Rutgers. But, yeah, Penn State.
Christian?
Ain't nobody care.
Okay. Now he's thinking Penn State then.
Ain't nobody care.
Speaking of Rutgers, thank you for that segue, Chris. Rutgers takes on Michigan State. They're going to come out pissed off because they got embarrassed. Their offense needs to stop thinking they can fucking pass the ball on air raid. Run the fucking damn ball. You're a 9.5-point dog in fucking Michigan State.
Yeah, in East Lansing.
In East Lansing. As much as I like to say that I would take Rutgers, I'm taking Michigan State.
Yeah, I like Sparty.
And hello, Ryan.
Hello. Hey.
Who are you taking, Chris?
I mean, I would rather take Rutgers, but what Michigan State did to Illinois, I'm going to go with Sparty.
Yeah. Ryan, who about you? Rutgers, Sparty. Rutgers, Michigan State.
Give me Michigan.
Okay. This is just funny. All right. This is a do they cover the spread question. Temple takes on Houston. The spread is 20.
I can't believe you're going against Rutgers.
After what I watched, unless they literally start pulling a Jets, they are not going to win the fucking game.
God damn.
And that's
It
not
was that for last week?
dude, 3 picks, 2 for pick sixes.
Oof.
Yeah, it was pain. And Rutgers was leading by halftime.
Yeah, because you were all like at halftime, like, it's insane here. And then all of a sudden, the next time I see it's painful. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, it was not good. But yeah, so, all right. Houston's a 20-point favorite. Do they cover against Temple?
Oh, gosh, Houston.
That would be a yes. And yeah, they will. Christian?
All right, what game is this?
Temple, Houston. Houston's a 20... Hold on. No, the question is do they cover?
Ain't nobody care. Yeah, they cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah, they'll cover.
All right.
That
Now,
was that bad.
get ready for this, Chris, because you're going to laugh your ass off at this one. Cincinnati host Eastern Carolina. I put this on the board because Eastern Carolina is going bowling for the first time in, I think, 15 years.
Ooh.
Cincinnati is a 5-point favorite.
Yeah, give me the natty.
You're taking Cincy? Christian?
I'm taking Cincy.
Ryan?
Give me Cincy.
Yeah, I'm going not so fucking fast. Give me the Pirates of Eastern Carolina.
Who's your coach? Is it still Skip Holtz?
That's a great fucking question. I don't know. But Eastern Carolina has turned their season around. They're finally they got their 6th win last week. This is going, they're actually playing with fucking, like, they're actually playing right. Eastern Carolina's doing a whole lot better. And I can't wait for the last game. Because, Chris, you're never going to believe what I'm going to say for the last game, so. But first things first, LSU is a 3-point favorite over Arkansas. Oh, give me LSU.
Mike Houston.
It's Houston. Okay.
Yeah, give me LSU.
Christian?
I'm taking LSU.
Ryan?
Give me LSU.
All right, next. Bama is a 12-point favorite over Ole Miss.
I am so sorry, Lane. I am so sorry, but Saban is going to want to make an example out of you. Give me Alabama.
Christian?
Alabama and Ole Miss.
Yep.
God, Ole Miss always seems to play them tough, right? Like, they played them tough in Tuscaloosa. They played them tough in, in Oxford. This game can really go either way. I think the key, man, Ole Miss, they're going to be ready for Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, Ole Miss is one of the best at stopping the run. Not just in the SEC, but in the nation. That Ole Miss, they're a downhill team as well. I know Jackson Dart is the guy that anchors everything for their offense, but this is a team that wants to run downhill. I mean, they average close to 270 yards per contest running the football. Watch out for Quinshon Judkins. I think he can get something going. But man, I'm looking at this. I think Alabama bounces back. Ole Miss makes it interesting, but Alabama just squeaks away.
So, the interesting thing about this right now is Ole Miss still has a chance to make the SEC title game.
No.
Wow.
If they beat them, they will be tied with LSU. And I believe they still have to play LSU.
If they beat Alabama, they have a shot because they only have one loss.
But I'm saying is right now, Ole Miss has got a game. LSU's got a game in hand. Ole Miss is 4-1. LSU is 5-1 in the conference. If Ole Miss wins, they will be in first place. They right now control their destiny to get to be the leader in the West. So,
If Ole Miss wins, even if them and LSU are tied,
they have the better overall record.
Say in the conference, but as long as Ole Miss only has one loss, they win.
Yeah. Yep. And they don't touch LSU. When their one loss this year was to LSU, but right now overall, they're 8-1. LSU's 7-2.
Yeah. But the thing is, they're going to have 2 losses at the end of Saturday. So
Well, this is why you play the games, right? Next, UCF is a 1.5-point dog to Tulane. I'm riding the green wave. Give me Tulane.
ride the green wave. Give me Tulane.
Christian?
I previewed this one on the site yesterday. I like UCF because Tulane's passing game isn't consistent enough, and I think Mikey Keene's going to make one more throw down the field.
Okay. Ryan?
I have no idea.
All right. Christian, we're on you now. TCU, Texas. Texas is a 7-point favorite. You previewed this game. What's your keys?
Well, I think for TCU, they're going to have to dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, get off the field on third down, bottle up Bijan Robinson, and make Quinn Ewers beat you. I wrote it down, so I'm looking at these predictions. I mean, not the prediction, the what's it called? My keys, because I always write everything down. Like Texas wants to run the football, and they can. And this is going to be the best rushing attack that I think TCU is going to see all year long. And finally, I'm getting another chance to watch Bijan Robinson play. He's one of my favorite players in the country, and I mean, he's already at over 1,100 yards rushing, right? And I mean, TCU, they're 5th in the Big 12 when it comes to stopping the run. But stopping Robinson is going to be key. I'm making Quinn Ewers beat me each time. Then I look at the quarterback battle. There's so much intrigue between these two. Max Duggan for TCU. He hits over 65% of his pass. Quinn Ewers, he's been – I think he's still trying to get into the rhythm of things because it just seems like he hasn't really been the same since coming back from that injury. TCU, I could see them coming out and slowing the game down because what's Texas going to expect? TCU to move the ball up and down the field through the air, right? But I just don't see it happening. I think this game's a lot closer than a lot of people anticipate. I preview this one on Saturday.
Chris?
Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm going to root for Texas, but please, God, knock out TCU because no team that struggle wins against Texas Tech should be in the playoff. I'm sorry, they shouldn't. Come on, Texas. Give me Texas.
Okay, then, quick question. I'm just going to devil advocate that one before we keep going. Does that mean Ohio State shouldn't be in after having trouble with Northwestern?
I watched that TCU game, just, God, no.
I'm just saying, with that logic, isn't that the same thing as Ohio State having trouble with Northwestern?
Wait, what?
I'm saying, you're saying that argument, but then we just had Ohio State struggle against against Northwestern.
It's weird because, well, also Ohio State Northwestern was a wind bowl. I mean, the wind was a whipping.
But you look at the talent. I mean, it is what it is there, but
I mean, at least Ohio State had a damn excuse with the wind.
I don't want to hear that shit. Stop it. Shut that shit up. You know better.
Wait. What was the wind in that game? I wonder.
40 miles an hour.
I don't know about that no more.
40 miles an hour.
See, that can fuck with you.
Using that excuse, it was the wind. Shut up.
But no, I'm taking TCU, but they're not gonna cover. No, sorry. I'm taking TCU. They're dogs, so yeah, give me the 7. Ryan?
I have no opinion on this one.
Okay, let's hammer through these. It's starting to get late. We still got to do the NFL. So UNC versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest is 3.5-point favorite.
Oh, it was wind and rain, Christian. Sorry. 40-mile-an-hour winds and pouring rain.
The rain didn't happen until midway through the second half. So anyway.
Again, what was TCU's excuse?
Well, okay, but let's hammer this through because we should get done in a little bit because it's almost 11 o'clock. UNC Wake Forest. Wake Forest is 3.5-point favorite.
Against UNC?
Yep. Wake versus North Kakalaki. Give me UNC. I'll definitely take the over. The over under 77. Give me the over. No defense in this fucking game.
That's the problem. No defense. So it's like, no defense. So, you know what? Where's the game at?
Wake.
Give me Wake.
Okay. Christian?
Yeah, I'm taking Wake Forest. I don't trust North Carolina's defense.
Okay. Ryan?
I'll take Wake.
Okay. Notre Dame Navy. Notre Dame is a 15.5-point favorite. First off, just fuck the spread. Take Navy. This game is not going to be fucking a blowout. This is going to be a 3-point fucking game because no matter what, they always play this game tight.
Fucking Christ.
It's in Baltimore.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said fucking Christ. Fucking Navy again.
Notre Dame wins, Navy covers. Christian?
Don't nobody care.
Chris?
Notre Dame wins. I don't know about a cover because Navy plays people away to the point where, like, if they get even 4 downs, it takes 3 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
Ugh. You know what? Notre Dame wins. They barely cover. They'll probably win 21-3.
Ryan?
Who is it?
Notre Dame Navy.
Navy.
All right, now Christian.
They play keep away forever.
Now
Huh?
what's funny is I know Christian's gonna have these are gonna be the don't nobody care games because I already know, but these all have narratives to them. James Madison keeping their shot alive in the Sun Belt to win it over versus Old Dominion. They are an 8-point favorite. Give me the Dukes. James Madison.
The Dukes against who?
OD. The Dukes versus the Monarchs. Old Dominion.
Oh, Old Dominion.
Yep. James Madison versus Old Dominion.
Give me James Madison.
Yeah. Ryan?
Don't nobody care.
Okay. Now you're gonna really laugh at this one. Western Kentucky. Host Rice. Rice needs one more win to go bowling. Rice
Against the Toppers.
Against the Toppers. The Toppers are a 13-point favorite. Do the Toppers let them go bowling? Does Rice go bowling? I think they do. I have Rice winning.
I mean, Rice is gonna go bowling, but not against the Toppers. Give me WKU.
Christian, you want to make a pick on this?
Nobody give a shit.
All right. Next, Christian, you might laugh at this one. Me and Chris know about this game. You should know too. FAU takes on FIU.
One of y'all want to say it for me?
Do you remember why this game is important?
No, I don't.
Does anyone remember the fucking brawl?
FAU? I'm trying to find the damn game.
8 o'clock. This is still off of the fucking monster. This is a fucking rival game.
Oh God! This used to be the pillow fight of the century.
Now it's actually a chance for these two to go bowling.
Give me FIU. Why not?
FAU's a 15-point favorite. FAU wins. They don't cover.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Give me FAU. FAU will cover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris. We're going to the island.
Oh, here we go.
Utah State is an 11.5-point favorite over Hawaii.
Well, Hawaii's not going to be in the Hawaii Bowl, so
No,
give me
they are
Utah
not.
State.
No, they are not. Christian, you get to say it.
Ain't nobody give a shit. Nobody care.
Okay. And finally, now this is the one that Chris is going to die on. Liberty. After their biggest win in the school's history over Arkansas, goes to Connecticut for the 5-5 Yukon Huskies. Liberty's a 14-point favorite. Yukon needs one more win to go fucking bowling.
Who's this?
Liberty versus Yukon. Yukon needs one more win and they go bowling.
Yeah, not against Liberty.
Liberty's going to be riding too high on the win over Arkansas. This is in Yukon. They're actually going to sell this game out. Give me Yukon. Upset outright.
Sorry, not against Liberty. Hugh Freeze got his boys going. Give me Liberty. Nice story, Yukon, maybe next week.
The fact that they're almost bowl eligible is kind of terrifying. Team last year that didn't even win a fucking game. That's insane to think about.
So, Liberty. Liberty.
Libbity bibbity. All right, Christian, you're not going to talk about that, Ryan? You don't care?
Behold the field where my fucks are grown.
No, there's none here. Wait, hold on. Hold on. There's none here.
You shall notice it is barren.
Yep. I don't see any. All right, time to go into the NFL picks. John, someone's got to wake John up.
Wake your ass up.
Hey, Slumbercock, wake up.
That's not me. That's the other one.
All right, first game.
So I guess we're gonna blow off the MLB thing I had all planned, huh?
we're running a little behind. If we let's just get these
Well,
picks.
no, I'm scrapping it anyway, so don't worry about it.
Well, send me your stuff. Send me your stuff because I'll set it up for next week.
What do we got pick wise here?
The Atlanta Falcons take on the Carolina Panthers. Atlanta's a 2.5-point favorite.
Atlanta.
I know you're in Carolina, right?
Yeah, it's in Carolina.
Like or my face?
What?
Give me Atlanta. Sorry.
What they're not showing here is there's probably going to be remnants of the hurricane coming through Florida, coming up the coast. It's going to probably be raining, which actually helps what helps Atlanta more than it helps Carolina. Give me Atlanta. Christian?
I'm taking Atlanta here. Carolina can't stop anybody. Look, they just gave up 5 total touchdowns to Joe Mixon. So what makes you think they're going to be ready on a short week for Atlanta? I like the Falcons.
Yeah. Ryan?
I'll take Atlanta.
Okay. Next, Seattle goes into Tampa. Tampa's a 3-point favorite. It's in Munich.
And it's in Germany.
Yep.
I don't see Tom Brady traveling well, especially with this squad. I like Seattle.
Yeah, I'm with Chris. I like Seattle in this one. They're playing great defense. They're balanced offensively. Look at how effectively they moved the ball down the field against Arizona the other day. They threw it 34 times. They ran it 34 times. This Tampa defense, I think they're going to run out of gas trying to stop Kenneth Walker the third. Geno continues to get pissed off that they didn't write him back. I like Seattle.
Ryan?
Who is it? Seattle and who?
Tampa.
Yeah, dude. I'll take Seattle.
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle too. Even in Munich, I'm taking Seattle. Next, Minnesota takes on Buffalo. Buffalo's a 3.5-point favorite. Even with Josh Allen thing, this is a wrong team favored. Give me Minnesota.
Minnesota.
No one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills. Give me the Buffalo Bills.
Christian?
Ronnie, you know what this is.
Yeah, what's your keys to the game?
Well, I think for Minnesota, they got to get Dalvin Cook going early on because I think that's where Buffalo is vulnerable. The Jets ran the ball on them. The Packers ran the ball on them. So I think Dalvin Cook is going to be key, and they got to have to slow the game down. And, you know, with Buffalo, you got to turn the page because that's what you have to do in this business. I think it's going to be key for Buffalo. Get the ball out quickly, but how effective is Josh Allen going to be? Like, how 100% is he going to be? Like, this might be the most valuable UCL injury that we've seen in quite some time. I'll preview this one on Friday.
Okay, Ryan.
I can think of one.
What was it?
Who are we talking about?
Minnesota Buffalo.
Yeah, give me Buffalo.
Okay. The Who Gives a Flying Fuck Bowl. The Lions take on the Bears.
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 It's in Soldier Field. Give me the Bears.
I like the Bears.
I'll take the Bears.
Okay, which means the Detroit Lions will win. Congratulations. The Denver Broncos take on the Tennessee Titans. Titans are a 2.5-point favorite. Give me Tennessee.
Yeah, I like Tennessee as well. I think Derrick Henry has another big day, but you're seeing just how much Tennessee really needs a wide receiver. Did you see what A.J. Brown said the other day?
No.
I'll send it to you, but it was funny. He was trolling the Titans because no wide receiver a target or a reception in that game on Sunday.
Okay.
Give me the Titans. The funny thing, in the beginning of the year, this was like, one of those games to circle because Russell Wilson versus Derrick Henry, and it's just turned into Derrick Henry running over the Broncos. Give me the Titans.
Titans.
Also, I don't know if Tannehill's starting, but Malik Willis looked damn good. So
I don't think it matters either way. They're just going to give the ball to Henry. Ryan, who you take?
Willis is more of a threat.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Ryan, you taking? Did you say you were taking Tennessee?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a who gives a fuck. The Chiefs take on the Jaguars.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Kansas City's a 9.5-point favorite. Win by margin.
Yeah, you already said my pick for me. Thank you.
Is anyone here gonna actually
see here, Chiefs?
Yeah, we're all taking Chiefs. Next, Browns take on the Dolphins. Dolphins are a 3.5-point favorite.
Give me the Cleveland Steamers.
Give me the Fins.
I'll take
Yeah.
Ryan's got the Fins. Chris, who you taking? Chris.
Oh, me? Oh. Give me the Fins. Give me the Dolphins. Browns run. The Dolphins are more complete, and they can take away the run.
Christian.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins. I just think that speed is going to be a difference maker, and this is the best I've ever seen Tyreek Hill look.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, next, the Texans take on the Giants.
Giants.
Yeah, G-Men.
Definitely the Giants.
Ugh, these are such bad games. Ryan?
Work. Give me the Giants easily.
Ryan?
Yeah, I'll take the fucking Giants.
All right, the Aints take on the Ealers.
Steelers.
Oh, these are some horrible games. Can we just change it back to Heinz Field when the Steelers were actually good?
Talk about the get right game. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I like the Steelers.
Get right game for who? They both need to get. They both need to get. They both need to get right.
Yeah, but at least the Steelers are home, so they will.
Yeah, I like the Steelers in this one. The Saints don't have an identity.
The fans win because they won just all the catch-up. Give me the Steelers. Ryan?
You have to ask?
I know. Oh, here's a fun one. 405. The Colts with Jeff Saturday roll into Las Vegas. Raiders are a 6-point favorite. You know what?
Raider Nation.
Ryan?
Raider Dave!
There you go. Jeff Saturday's first game. The players are usually up when they have an interim coach. Raiders may win, but the Colts are going to cover. Christian?
I like the Raiders.
Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Jeff, I still feel that Frank Reich shouldn't have been fired. I think it was a big mistake by Jim Irsay. Give me the Raiders. Versus going to look like a moron.
Okay, the Cowgirls take on the Packers. It's in Lambeau, and it's not going to be cold. Get Dallas as a 4.5-point favorite. Give me Dallas by margin. My
Christian,
God.
can you handle my light work on this one?
Look, he don't care. And I would say I don't care either, but I like Dallas, and so does John, because they're a better football team. They're in a better position right now than the Packers. And I know Aaron Rodgers has had his share of success against Dallas the last couple of years, but that's not going to be the case this year.
Okay, that's breaking news. So, Ryan, who are you taking? Cowgirls or Packers?
Give me Cowboys.
Okay. So Fox 425, the Rams versus the Cardinals.
I haven't gone yet.
Oh, I thought you picked. I thought you said the Cowboys. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So it's going to be a balmy 44 degrees in Green Bay. Yeah, give me the Cowboys. I'm sorry. Yeah, balmy.
What fucking? I was gonna say. You say, "Oh, I gotta go." What fucking handicap were you gonna give me that no one else already knew about?
Hey, you said it was Green Bay in November, yeah, but balmy 44. Ooh.
Yeah, and guess what? Zeke's playing too.
Oh God.
Yeah, the Cardinals take on the Rams. As of right now, Stafford is out of this game because he's in concussion protocol, and Kyler was withheld from practice with a hamstring injury. So right now it's a pick'em.
So Stafford's out.
From right now, yes. It could change by Saturday, but as of right now, yes, he's out.
But Kyler is basically probable.
Yes.
So Stafford might not play?
He's got a concussion.
Oh, dear God.
Give me the Cardinals.
Yeah. Oh God, Bryce Perkins, yeah, or John Wolford. Give me the yeah. Yeah, give me Arizona.
Yeah, give me the Cardinals, and I'm hammering the fucking under. Ryan?
I don't give a fuck about this game.
I know, right? All right, Chargers take on the Niners. Christian, what's your keys to this game?
San Francisco has to come and pound the rock. They got to run the football because the Chargers are awful against stopping the run. I'll give the Chargers credit because they did win a gritty game the other day against Atlanta, because I know how tough it is to go from the West Coast to the East Coast for an early noon kickoff. I just look for the Chargers to win. They need Keenan Allen. They need him, and they need Austin Eckler. Both those guys are really going to have to step it up, and they got to make Jimmy take shots down the field. I preview this one tomorrow.
So right now the spread is 7 points towards San Francisco. I am taking the latter. I got San Francisco winning.
Oh boy, Sunday night. Ugh. Give me San Francisco. Like the Chargers, they're disappointing this year.
Yeah.
Two teams. It's like one team looks like they could be a Super Bowl contender. The next team looks like they're going to finish, 3 and whatever. Yeah. Give me the Niners.
Niners.
All right. And your Monday night game, the Commandos, or the Commies, or the Commanders, whatever you want to fucking call them. The team formerly known as the Redskins take on the Eagles. Doesn't really matter what you call them because it's still going to be a loss. Eagles are 11-point favorite. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I like Philly.
In Philly, after the World Series shit, oh, dude, this game's going to be nuts. Give me Philly. Sorry if it goes to the Heineke ends in Philly.
John?
Commanders.
Of course.
It's just, as much as the Commanders have been playing well, I think the only way the Commanders actually could win this game is if the game gets sloshed out. Like, if that rain comes Monday instead of Saturday, that's the only way I could see this game being competitive. But with that being
The only
said,
way the Commanders win this game is if like Daniel Snyder sells the franchise right away.
but all right. Well, with that being said, how much stuff did you have, John?
It was team by team type of stuff, and I wanted to go into who you wanted to see. Don't worry about it. I'm past it. So.
I was gonna say, send it to me because I gotta map out next week's show anyway.
Well, I got until next week to do it, so I don't have it in front of me right this second because I closed out the window, so I got to find it again.
All right. Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the show. If you like what you heard, follow us on all social media accounts under the Nerdport Network. Follow us individually on Twitter at F and Ronnie.
At Chips NXC.
At the Zombie Master.
At DailyBlitz_61.
At Stuncock STL.
Ryan, I'm too tired to do it today.
I understand, brother. It's all right.
Yeah, so was Ryan on Monday.
All right. I fucking fell asleep on the air. Leave me alone.
And like we said, thank you to Dubby. Thank you to Thick Cuts Beef Jerky. Go check those guys out. Links are in the Twitch down below. Click on the photos. It goes right there. What?
I got a thick cut for you.
Hey now.
Hey-o.
Hi-oh. But with that... with that being said, thank you everyone for listening. Please tell your friends. If you didn't like what you heard, tell your enemies. Just tell everybody, no matter what. There's always going to be a teachable moment. And if you don't believe me, it is just a fact of life. Yeah.